All right, podcast time. The Plan B After Show podcast. Brock Hunter, what's up, you idiot?
Yo, what's that?
You
You
big,
moron.
you dumb hungover idiot.
Dude. So I have this. You know, one of those those lights that you have for I don't know, Zoom calls or like
Yeah,
selfie sticks or whatever
the
they have.
beauty lights. Yeah, the
So,
beauty
yeah,
lights.
it's the round light. So I got one right here that you can't see in the screen. And dude, I am hungover and it sucks. This is bad. So
You know, these podcasts have been giving me a complex, man. Because every time I look, I'm like, look at my fat little round face. I don't know if it's the
dude, nobody looks good. Hey, you know what? Respect. I guess maybe respect to you people out there that take selfies every single day. Because anytime that I pull that front face camera up,
dude, it's terrible.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh God,
Is that the face I'm fucking walking around with every day? This is horrible.
Oh,
God,
dude,
man.
yeah.
Let's see if it's
Oh,
any
man.
better with my hat backwards.
It looks good. You look good. You don't look hungover like I do.
I'm just a fat, ugly piece of shit. Look at me. I like it
bloated face.
I like it forwards. Anyway, I've been shaving too. So I shaved the other day, and then 2 days later, my facial hair grows so fast. So I've been doing that. I figure with the baby on the way, I want to keep shaving so my baby doesn't see me with the big old bushy beard and is scared. She's already got to hear this voice.
No, what you do is, have you ever seen those videos of the kids who know their dad with a bunch of facial hair, then they shave it, they start crying?
Actually, that happened to me. It's so funny. I do remember this. I wasn't I was probably a toddler, maybe fourth grade, something like that. My dad had a beard for most. So what he'd do is he'd start in the fall and he'd grow it out until his birthday. And he got a big old bushy beard. And I remember one time I came home and he just got done shaving. And he walked out of the bathroom and I came around the corner. I'm like, oh, who are you? Oh, yeah. I didn't recognize him right away. And I'm like, it scared me, man.
It's wild. So, hey, real quick, for instance, our buddy Rick just shaved his beard. I've never known Rick without a beard.
No,
he posted a picture of a clean shaven face. That's not Rick.
Didn't recognize him, man. Yeah, dude. Did not recognize him. Yeah.
It is wild. It is wild what facial hair can really do to you, you know?
Rick, if you're listening, you look fucking hot, bro.
That's
me. I mean it. Well, anyway, let's get to it here on the After Show podcast. It's time for fact and opinion. One awesome fact, one dumb opinion. Do what you want with it. We don't care. It don't matter. That's whatever. It's the beauty of it. Your fact for today. You know, we ranted yesterday. I'm going to rant again today.
Oh, boy.
So the Beatles mention a walrus in three of their songs. Glass Onion, Come Together, and of course, I Am the Walrus. So they like walruses. So you heard it.
That fact just doesn't even matter. I know. I didn't even register that fact because I know where you're going with this.
The Beatles are so fucking overrated. And you know what? The older I get, the more I'm just tired of people just, the Beatles, the Beatles. Shut up. The Beatles were average at best. All right. They came around. Dude, there were so many other bands for example, the Animals. I think the Animals came out 6 months after the Beatles had You're going to tell me that at the same time that the House of the Rising Sun was released and you had I Want to Hold Your Hand, go fuck yourself. All right. There's no way, dude. It kills me. And now I'm not saying they're the worst thing ever. They're fine musicians, but people to sit there and go, they're the greatest ever. Music wouldn't be. Shut up. Yeah.
Shut up. It's the old videos of the ladies literally crying, just losing their mind.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I never saw it. I guess it's to each their own. I didn't grow up in the era. I have listened to the music, and you said, it's fine. It's not the worst music I've ever heard.
No,
but it's definitely not the greatest music I've ever heard either. Are people not comparing it to other music?
Literally anything else.
Come on.
Well, I was doing some research, and I remember there's this one song, and I'll say I love one of our sister stations, The Lake, and they do. I don't want to talk bad, but they do the Beatle brunch, and that's the only time I don't listen. Is because I don't like that much Beatles music. It's just nonstop Beatles music. And so they go deep into the library. And one of the songs I heard one time, it's called, what's it called? Besame Mucho. And they have a part in there where they sing in Spanish. And I was looking up on this because I'm like, what is this song? Doing my research on it, they literally recorded it as a joke because they thought it'd sound funny. That's it. And I'm like, you can't tell me.
And then people lose their minds over it,
I just wish people would stop saying that they're the greatest thing ever. And John Lennon was a genius, and Paul McCartney was. Look, I really love George Harrison. As a guitar player, I think George Harrison is great, super talented guy. He was in the Traveling Wilburys, one of my favorite bands of all time, with Tom Petty and Roy Orbison and George Harrison. And who was the other guy in there? I can't think of it. Anyway, but it just, I don't know, just this whole conversation of the Beatles being the greatest band ever is just ridiculous. It's asinine. And
it just proves, Brock, that like to each their own. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like in my day, I could enjoy some techno music, and you laugh your ass off at that. It's ridiculous. And I look back at it, and I'm like, oh god, But there was something about it that I enjoyed that, like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's just. But dude, the fucking Beatles, though.
I mean, like, is it worth that much praise? Is it worth that much praise in it? You know what I mean?
What's wild about it too is there's people completely on the other side that will tell you everything about why they're great, why it is what it is, and why they're still considered, the greatest that has ever,
I was talking to someone time about this, and I made the comment about how I think the Beatles are overrated, and they flat out told me, like, people say that don't get it, and I'm like, dude. Don't tell me I don't get it. Don't tell me I don't understand music. I get music. I play guitar. I understand music. I've studied it. I deal with it every single day. Don't tell me I don't understand it. What I don't think is it's just weird to me. Like, it's weird to me.
It's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject.
It really is. What just goes to show you how passionate people get about music. And there's people that hate country music. I actually enjoy country. Well, not new country. I shouldn't say that. I enjoyed country music up until about 2004. And then it just, but there's people that love it now, and I don't know.
There's two things that I live by. And what's worse, Brock? What pisses people off more? Beatles, not that good, or Bruce Lee was a pussy.
It's in that same. It's in that same.
People off.
Yeah. It does a what?
It hits them deep. It hits them deep. Like, no, he's not. He's the greatest Marshall. Was he?
So here, this is where we're going to look at 1964. Okay, 1964 is "I Want to Hold Your Hand." That's when that came out. So I'm going to look up songs released in 1964.
A lot of great songs. There's a lot of great songs.
So let's see. Songs released in 1964. Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. I thought this was going to. Okay. So here's the Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles from 1964. Number one was "I Want to Hold Your Hand." Honestly, not a bad song. Number two, "She Loves You" by the Beatles. Let's see. You had "Pretty Woman" by Roy Orbison. "I Get Around" by the Beach Boys. Way better, man.
Love that song. That's a great song.
Let's see. I'm trying to look at it. Dude, there's a lot of Do
What Did He? Great song.
Yeah, by Manfred Mann. Yeah, great song, man. Great song.
You know what? For the longest time as a child. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say.
I always got the Beatles and the Beach Boys mixed up as a kid. I don't know why. Yeah. Maybe I just thought because the name was, I don't know.
Well, it was a lot of similar stuff. Here's another one. Okay, you're going to tell me that the Beatles and "I Want to Hold Your Hand" is better than the Drifters' "Under the Boardwalk. No, absolutely not. Are you kidding?
Dude, that's not even a comparison. I mean, come on. Yeah. Anybody that has heard music. Come on. To each their own, but come on.
Jay and the Americans, come a little bit closer. "I Want to Hold Your Hand" is better than Jay and the. Shut up. God, it kills me, man. Dude. Actually, you know how I said it was a little bit. The House of the Rising Sun was in 1964, and there is no way that the Beatles had anything better than the House of the. Dude, that song is dark and awesome and so good by the Animals, and you're gonna say that the Beatles. No, I can't do it. I can't get on board with that.
Like I said, man, it strikes a soft spot for some people because they absolutely love the Beatles, and if you do. We're not sitting here saying that they're terrible, We're just not saying that they're as good as you think they are.
And again, that's our opinion. We understand that. Yes, we weren't a teenager back in 1964. I understand that it was a different. Same thing with people and Elvis. Of course, I think Elvis is one of the greatest of all time, and you wouldn't have the Beatles without Elvis. Keep that in mind too. He was, 10 years before the Beatles even, were a blip on the radar. So, and again, I get it, but I just, this whole thing about,
so here's just honestly. So you watch the Beatle documentary and then you watch the Elvis documentary and just shots from concerts. I can understand why women were falling to their knees for Elvis. Yeah. I completely don't understand about the Beatles though.
I don't either. Their hair was long. Oh!
Right. And it just proves that it proves to me that I'm not saying it just because they're old school and I didn't grow up with it. Because with Elvis, I get it. I understand.
Dude, I would fall on my knees for Elvis, for God's sake.
But I don't look at the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever have. There'll never be an answer to this. Beatles, Stones. Who's the greatest of all time? Except for the fact that we know that the Beatles were not the greatest of all time. Any band that has 3 songs about walruses or with a walrus in it is not the greatest band of all time. End of story. End of story.
I think I agree with you on this one, man.
Yeah.
Typically we butt heads on subjects, but you know what?
Yeah.
This one we know. Beatles.
So how do we wrap this up? Fuck the Beatles. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know.
That's a little impressive.
Yeah, we might get fired for this one, but it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah. All right. Well, go listen to some other stuff. Like I said, look up top songs from 1964, and you'll see a lot of great songs on there other than the Beatles that you should probably give a try. So.
Oh, and Bruce Lee is a pussy. Just
Bruce Lee is a pussy. They're in with that. All right, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time with another fact and opinion right here on the Plan B After Show podcast with Brock and Hunter. Later.